the enemies, none is greater than laziness. For all the punishments that it brings along, laziness should be avoided. The two bhiksus Ma and Ching fell into the evil destinies because of their laziness. Although they had seen the Buddha and heard his Dharma, they could not escape from punishment. It is by considering the punishments reserved for laziness thus in many ways that exertion progresses. The benefits of exertion must also be considered. In this life as in the next, the benefits of the Buddhist path and nirvana all result from exertion. Moreover, knowing that all dharmas are empty and non-existent, the bodhisattva refrains from attaining nirvana but collects all the good dharmas for compassion for beings. This is the power of the virtue of exertion. Moreover, being unique and peerless, the bodhisattva, thanks to his exertion and his merits, is able to destroy Mara's army and thus reach Buddhahood. Once having become Buddha, he knows that all the dharmas are of a single characteristic, free of marks and truly empty. He teaches these dharmas to beings by all kinds of speech and all kinds of skillful means. He saves beings from the sufferings of birth, old age, sickness and death. When he is on the point of entering nirvana, he entrusts the body of the Dharma to the bodhisattva Mahasattva Milo, to Kya Cho, etc. Then he enters into the diamond concentration and breaks the bones of his body into pieces the size of mustard seed. Thus, he never abandons the power of exertion in order to save beings. Sekasutta. Moreover, when Ananda was preaching the 7 minds of awakening to the bhiksus and had come to the mind of awakening called exertion, the Buddha said to Ananda, "Are you talking about the mind of awakening called exertion?" Ananda replied, "Yes, I am speaking about the mind of awakening called exertion." 3 times the Buddha asked the same question and Ananda made the same reply. Then rising from his seat, the Buddha said to Ananda, "People who know, love and practice exertion, there is nothing that they cannot obtain. They will infallibly succeed in reaching Buddhahood." It is thus by considering the benefits of exertion in many ways that one succeeds in increasing this energy. Sometimes the Buddha speaks about zeal, sometimes of exertion and sometimes of conscientiousness. Zeal is compared to a man who, on the point of making a journey, first decides to go. Exertion is compared to a man who, once on his journey, decides not to stop. Conscientiousness is compared to a man who is careful that his journey does not slow down. From this we know that zeal gives rise to exertion. That exertion in turn gives rise to conscientiousness and that conscientiousness in turn produces all the good dharmas including arriving at the state of Buddhahood. Moreover, the bodhisattva who wants to escape from birth, old age, sickness and death and who also wants to save beings always needs exertion, one-pointedness and conscientiousness. When a person holding a pot of oil is able to pass through a large crowd without spilling any oil, his attentiveness and his carefulness are worthy of praise and profit. When a man arrives safe and sound across difficult passages, on a sloping bridge or on a mountain path, with the help of a suspended rope or riding on a goat, during the present lifetime he gets praise and profit thanks to this attentiveness and his carefulness. It is the same for the person who seeks the path with exertion. By means of his attentiveness and his carefulness, he gets whatever he wishes for. Moreover, a stream of water is able to open up a passage through the middle of a rock, and it is the same for the conscientious mind. By particularly cultivating skillful means, by always practicing non-slackening, it is able to destroy the mountain of afflictions and fetters. Moreover, the bodhisattva has the following 3 thoughts. If I myself do not act, I will not obtain the reward. That which I myself will not have done will not come to me from others. That which I will have done myself will never be lost. Thanks to these reflections, he will inevitably be energetic. To attain Buddhahood, he will be diligent, active and conscientious. The lazy bhiksu admonished by a demon. A young forest monk, alone in the forest, was lazy in practicing dhyana. In this forest there was a deva, a disciple of the Buddha. He entered into the body of a corpse, approached the young monk singing and dancing, with this stanza. In the forest, little bhiksu, why are you lazy? If you do not fear me when I come during the day, I will return again during the night. The frightened bhiksu arose from his seat and reflected on himself. During the night, he fell asleep again. The deva came to him in the form of a monster with 10 heads, spitting fire from the mouths, fangs and claws like swords, eyes red as fire. Looking at the bhiksu, he said that he would chase and grab him and added, "In this place, it is not allowed to be lazy. What are you doing there?" Very scared, the bhiksu began to reflect. He meditated on the dharma with special vigor and obtained arhathood. Thus, by means of effort on oneself, exertion, conscientiousness, one can attain the fruit of the path. Moreover, by means of exertion, while sacrificing his life, the bodhisattva earns a reward. In the 4 postures, sitting, lying down, walking or standing, he always demonstrates exertion. He prefers to lose his life rather than abandon practice of the path. It is like in the case of a fire where one throws both pitcher and water into the fire. Preoccupied only with extinguishing the fire, one does not spare the pitcher. A hermit taught this stanza to his disciples. By means of decisiveness and spiritual joy one is assured of a great reward. When you will obtain that which you wish for, you will understand their value. For all of these reasons, consideration of the benefits which exertion presents can make the exertion increase. Finally, the bodhisattva cultivates ascetic practices and, when a person comes to ask him for his head, his eyes, his marrow or his skull, he gives them saying, "Even for me, who possess patience, exertion, wisdom and the power of skillful means, it is suffering to undergo torments. How much more painful for those stupid people who live in the 3 places of suffering. In the interest of these beings, I must then make energetic efforts to attain the state of Buddhahood as soon as possible, and then I will save them." End chapter 26.